So the Miami Heat have sparked all kind of controversy due to a YouTube video scheduled link that they put on their YouTube channel. Basically what happened was, to explain to you guys in simple terms, on YouTube there's a feature where if you're planning a video, or if you want a video to go out later but you don't want to post it at the time, what you can do is you can schedule it for the future event, right? So say the show, right? So say if I wanted to do a show tomorrow, but I wanted to go ahead and just make sure I have all the YouTube, assets already ready for tomorrow, I can schedule the show for tomorrow, even though I don't have the show to post tomorrow, obviously. But I can just go ahead and post the placeholder for where the YouTube video is going to be streamed through tomorrow. So I can schedule it, and you guys would see it. It would say, Chill Report or whatever the video title would be for tomorrow. It would say that for tomorrow, and it would tell you the scheduled time of when it's scheduled to happen and everything. And then you would know, okay, tomorrow this is going to be a live stream from the Chill Report to this exact video link, right? Even though it's the day before and there's no video there currently, you can tell when there's going to be a video there tomorrow, and you'll be waiting for the video tomorrow when it goes live and when it's able to stream there, right? So that's, YouTube has that feature where it's able to do that, along with multiple other social media sites as well. That's what the Miami Heat did, except the thing was, their video link said, and I quote, LeBron James introductory press conference scheduled for July 27th, right? And that was on their YouTube channel, like straight up on their YouTube channel. It was scheduled for July 27th. It said LeBron James introductory press conference. Just in case y'all don't know what that means, LeBron James is a free agent still. LeBron James has not signed with any NBA team as of now. So the Miami Heat putting LeBron James introductory press conference on their YouTube channel for July 27th, and LeBron James hasn't signed yet, wasn't mathing, right? It wasn't going together. The math was not mathing at all. So naturally that sparked a lot of people to be like, okay, well, are the Heat trying to tell us something? Is LeBron James signing with the Heat? Did they already sign LeBron? Is LeBron already there? Are they planning to sign him on the 27th? Like, what's going on? What's happening? LeBron isn't signed yet, so why would you have a LeBron James press conference scheduled on your channel? That doesn't make sense. What's going on? Why is this happening? Like, is LeBron going there? Like, give us some more information. Did the Heat just slip up and let us know that LeBron is going there for the second time in his career? Like, what's going on? Now, the Heat came out and said that this was a regular procedure this was a regular procedure just in case LeBron James does sign with them in free agency. They already wanted to have the press conference link already up, so that way when they do the introductory press conference, they can just boom, live stream it, and then they don't have to make no new assets, they don't have to make no new link or nothing like that. Like I told you guys, they can just live stream it directly to that link. It'll already be set up, it'll already be done, so they don't have to do any extra moves as far as the process of streaming the introductory press conference, right? It'll just already be ready to go. So that's what they said. That's what the Heat said that they planned this to be. They didn't want this to be like a thing of where they wanted people to think they signed LeBron or they were about to sign LeBron. They were just doing this for precaution, just in case he did sign with them. They'll already have everything in order. They wanted to do this like to prepare for that. I have a couple thoughts about this whole situation, right? So let's go ahead and get into it. Number one, we'll just get to the situation first, right? With myself being blessed to be on YouTube multiple times over my life, from the creator point of view, I know what it's like to schedule a video and, stuff like that. Now with this show, I don't like to do it as much. With the Chill Report, I don't like to schedule shows as much. I just pretty much like to just upload shows as they go. But the great thing about YouTube is if I want to schedule a show and I don't want to have to go through the process of actually, uploading it and getting everything done, I can just go ahead and schedule it, and then everything will be good, and I can just live stream it directly to you guys without creating no new link or no new moves that I have to do. I can just live stream it directly to that link, and it'll make it easier if I have a video that I'm planning for, but I don't want to go through the process of actually posting and uploading the video on that specific date that I'm actually going to do the video. So it will make it a lot easier. And from my experience of scheduling videos, because I have done that before, it does make your life a lot easier. It does. I'll be honest with you guys, especially if you're going the live streaming route. It makes your life a lot easier, because when you're doing like live streams and stuff like that, it's a lot to live stream something, and then you have to go back and you might have to add something to the description. You might have to add something to the title, add something to what's going on. There might be a new detail that, that was revealed or something like that, and you got to go back and add it, to the comments or whatever, or add it to the description, or change your title up, or change the thumbnail, whatever. Regardless, it's just so much easier for you to just schedule it and then just leave it for whenever that specific date is that you're planning on uploading that video. It'll just already be ready for you to go. It does make your life a lot easier. So from that aspect, I understand where the Heat were. I understand their area of thinking. Put it like that. I understand their view of thinking in that point in time. Go ahead and schedule it. Make sure everything is ready. Make sure everything is good. Just in case LeBron does sign with them, everything will already be ready to go and copacetic. I get that. 100%. I get that. Like I said, I get their view of thinking, right? I get that. The only drawback is, with LeBron being the topic of discussion in the NBA right now, like LeBron James that's where everyone is focused on. Everyone is focused on the decision part for the Final Destiny, okay? Everyone is focused on that, right? So with that being the case, I get it, but here's what I probably would have done if I was in the Miami Heat organization, excuse me. What I probably would have more likely done is, instead of saying LeBron James introductory press conference and scheduling it for that date, what I would have did was okay, we know this is for LeBron if he does sign with us, right? But what I would have done is name it something else. Name it something that's not gonna spark so much attention, something that's not out of the ordinary. So I don't know. Schedule it as, I don't know, Miami Heat coaching staff interview, right? That's going to attract some attention, but it ain't going to attract as much attention as LeBron James press conference. It's not going to attract the same shock value. So it'll just it'll be something subtle, yeah, okay, the coaches are going to have a press conference on the 27th, right? And nobody really would pay attention to it, right? Nobody would, it would be, like I said, the area of discussion for, people, for Miami Heat supporters and Miami Heat, diehard supporters and people who actually love the Miami Heat. It would be a topic of interest for them, don't get me wrong, but for the general NBA supporters, for the supporters of the NBA in general, and fans of other teams and stuff like that, or supporters of other teams, excuse me, they won't really have as much interest in a coaching interview, right? So I would have probably named it something else. I get the process, and don't get me wrong, because to the Miami Heat's point, and I've seen a lot of people oh, they're unprofessional or whatever. To the Miami Heat's point, and I'm not saying that the Miami Heat are fully without blame here, but to their point, a lot of teams do that. A lot of teams schedule stuff in advance. A lot of teams have stuff ready in advance. A lot of teams, like perfect example, just to give you guys, you guys probably already knew this, but in case you didn't, I'm just giving you guys a little insight. Let's take the Super Bowl or the NBA Finals or whatever pinnacle of whatever sport you love and you enjoy, right? Let's take the NBA Finals, for example. When a team wins the NBA Finals, like the Knicks won the NBA Finals this year, right? The Spurs had templates ready and stuff ready just in case they won the NBA Finals too. And it's nothing like, oh, they're arrogant or they're being arrogant or they're being, kind of out of character because they have stuff ready just in case. It's not them being arrogant or them being being arrogant or being not humble. It's just a thing of this. Naturally, if a team wins, you're not going to have time to, okay, let's sit down and let's put stuff on the website. Let's sit down and let's create this stuff. Let's create this stuff to put on social media. Let's create this stuff to put on the internet. Let's create this stuff to put on our profile picture. You don't want to have to deal with that after you just won a championship. It's going to take too much time. It's not going to be done in time that you would need it to be. Like, people want the stuff instantly after the game. Like, soon as the game is over with and the confetti starts raining, they want the championship stuff to be up because a lot of people don't watch the games. So their news line is social media. So when they go to social media and it's an hour after the game, and say, for instance, the Spurs would have won the NBA title, it's an hour after the game, and the Spurs PR team, or media team, is still creating graphics and stuff, and they don't have nothing to put on social media. How are the people who get their news from social media supposed to know that the Spurs won the championship? How they supposed to know that? Ain't no new graphics up, ain't no profile picture change, ain't no Spurs NBA champion graphic. Like, how are they supposed to know like what happened? So what they do is they prepare this stuff. They prepared, okay, Spurs NBA champions, just in case, hypothetically, right? They create this stuff just in case they win. They'll already have stuff ready to go. So every team does that. Every team does that. Like I said, and I don't blame the Miami Heat for doing that. I just feel like they didn't they didn't think it all the way through as far as putting LeBron James' press conference there, because it would add so much attention and it would add so much, like, this shock value and this huge media frenzy that it created, just because it has LeBron James' press conference, and LeBron James, from what we know, is still a free agent at the time. So that's why it kind of sparked a lot of interest, a lot of, fanfare, a lot of people wondering what was going on. So it was a lot. Now, here's the other thing, though. I get the Heat's point about, okay, they were just trying to do regular procedure and stuff like that. I get that. But here's a couple reasons to why I feel like if they had this in mind, and I don't know if they did or not. I'm not in the Heat organization. Chill is just thinking here, right? I'm just thinking along with you guys. Chill is just thinking here. I was thinking, what if they had the mindset of that they wanted this to happen? And here's what I mean by this. I don't mean like they wanted to get like the criticism of like leaking the press conference. I don't think, not that specifically. I was thinking, what if the Miami Heat said, what could increase our, YouTube channel views, or YouTube channel, like who's viewing our YouTube channel? What could improve our hype around our team? What can improve our hype around the NBA? What could get our name, pumping pause in the NBA realm in general? Like to get us in the news, get us on the front line, get us in the headlines. What can get us there right now, right? What if they were thinking about that? And in my head, I was thinking about this. If that was their mindset, like, okay, how can we get in the headlines? How can we be the front page? How can we get into the news feed? How can we do that? If that was where their mind was, Oh my God, releasing this press conference was brilliant. Oh, it was brilliant. It was genius. If that was their mindset, and if that's what they wanted to do, it was genius. Oh my God, it was brilliant. Because let me tell you why. Once again, LeBron James is the free agent. We know LeBron James, one of his teams that he's interested in, happens to be his former team, the Miami Heat, right? So them releasing this press conference, or the link to this the pre-recorded, the pre-saved link for this press conference. If they wanted to be like, what can provide some hype? There was nothing that was gonna provide hype more and provide like eyes more people looking at the Heat, more people talking about the Heat. There was nothing that was gonna generate that more than them using that them borrowing that publicity from LeBron and being able to partner that along with their social media and their YouTube channel. It was nothing that was gonna get that insight and that news coverage, that fanfare. It was nothing that was gonna get that like what they did. It was, if that was their mindset, it was genius, brilliant. Because everybody, as soon as they posted the link, everybody was like, wait a minute, wait, did y'all see the Miami Heat post a link about LeBron James' press conference? Is he going to the Heat? Did they just slip up and reveal his decision? Like, what's going on? Did he already sign with the Heat? Did we miss something? Like, everybody was talking about this just from a simple press conference link. And the best part of why I say it was genius is because they didn't have to do anything as far as they didn't have to do anything as far as going out of their way to get no picture of LeBron. They didn't have to get no picture of him and Pat Riley. They didn't have to get no picture of him in Miami. They didn't have to get no picture of Savannah in Miami or whoever from LeBron's camp in Miami, Rich Paul in Miami. They didn't have to do none of that. They just released a simple live stream link that was a placeholder just said LeBron James introductory press conference. And you know what? If that was their plan, here's the other reason why I love it. If it was a publicity stunt, here's why I like it. If it was a publicity stunt, pause. Not only did they get everybody talking, but guess what they use as the placeholder graphic for this introductory press conference? They just happened to use, LeBron James' ex-teammate Dwayne Wade statue unveil graphic from when he got his statue. They just used that old graphic and put it in the placeholder for where, the thumbnail was supposed to be. They used Dwayne Wade's statue placeholder graphic for the whole press conference thing. So what little cookies to drop as far as this being a publicity stunt? Like, okay, we got LeBron James introductory press conference. We got his ex-teammates' old graphic as the placeholder. Like, yeah, this gonna get everybody talking, and it did just that. Oh my God, it was brilliant. If that was their plan, I don't know if it was, but if it was their plan, I'm just saying it was brilliant. It was great. Because it got everybody talking. It got the Heat back in headlines. And you know what? If it was a publicity stunt, the other reason why I give them props for it is because Giannis just got his jersey from the Miami Heat the other day. And looks like he'll be wearing number 7 for the Miami Heat, by the way, as well. So he just got his jersey for the Miami Heat, right? What could add on to that? What could add on to that Heat talk and Heat hype? What could add on to that Miami Heat hype and just aura and just energy right now? What can add on to that hype and excitement right now more than the potential of the team also landing LeBron James? What can help that more than just posting a press conference link that looks like, oops, oh, did we already sign LeBron? I don't know. Oops. Like, if it was a publicity stunt, it was brilliant. Shout out to the Miami Heat for that. Shout out to Pat Riley for that. Shout out to the Heat's media department for that. If it was a publicity stunt, I'm not sure if it was. They said it wasn't, but if it was secretly, I say props to you. I tip my hat to you because it was brilliant. Brilliant. Now, the downside of that would be if LeBron is still undecided, which from what I know, he still is at this time, he's still undecided about where he'll be playing his next season. If he's still undecided at this time, the only downside, if it was a publicity stunt, I would assume that LeBron might not take that pause too lightly. Now, I'm not saying that LeBron is gonna hold a grudge against the Miami Heat, because if LeBron wants to play for the Miami Heat, he's gonna play for the Miami Heat. Like, that's just what it is. But I don't know how LeBron looked at, if it was a publicity stunt, and even if it wasn't, I'm not sure how LeBron looks at, them not being able to kind of keep that under wraps. If it was intentionally to be secretive, if it was for an intentional effort to be secretive and just schedule stuff like they said it was and just be ready in case it does happen, I don't know how LeBron is going to look at that. Like, if he looks at that as, oh, the Heat can't hold their water, like as far as they can't keep a secret or they can't stay quiet long enough. I don't know how LeBron would deal with that. Now, from experience, I don't think LeBron would care too much because, and here's the reason I say that. Because when he went to the Lakers, everybody pretty much knew he was going to LA, at least from my memory. Everyone pretty much knew he was either going to LA or Philly, but LA was undoubtedly the favorite, okay? And with that being the case, that didn't stop LeBron from going to the Lakers. So I don't think LeBron would care too much. But my only drawback with that, like, if it was a publicity stunt, and like I said, even if it wasn't, but especially if it was a publicity stunt, I would have to question if that publicity stunt ultimately hurt their chances of landing LeBron for real. So I would just be interested about that. I don't think it would, but I wouldn't take no chances when you have a chance to land LeBron if it was a publicity stunt. So that was my only concerns about the matter. But to the Miami Heat media department, if it wasn't a publicity stunt and this was an honest accident, I get it, preparing yourselves in case it does happen. Like I said, I just would have recommended you guys use another title, something that wouldn't draw as much attention. That way, if you do leak it, who cares? Like I said, if you leak a Miami Heat coaching staff press conference, no offense to the coaching staff, but who gonna care? Like, what news outlet is running that through the main headlines? Like, nobody cares. Like, okay, the coaches got a press conference. Cool, great, wonderful. Like, okay, cool, whatever. But the fact that you put LeBron James introductory press conference, now you got everybody wondering, did he already choose? Did the Miami Heat leak it? Like, so if it was an honest and true mistake, and it just was intended to be for preparation, I just would have advised the media department. And I'm not you guys at all. I'm not the media department at all. So I don't know as much as you guys at all. But from the outside looking in, humbly and respectfully, I just would have advised the Miami Heat media department to be a little bit more, strategic, a little bit more secretive, strategic. Just add another decoy title, even if it is, and like I said, it can still be for the LeBron press conference, potentially. But just put another title on there, just so it wouldn't draw attention to it. Just put another title in there, another bland title that ain't nobody really gonna care about anyway. That, just put another bland title in there that nobody really would have cared about. That would have just been my advice to you guys. But it definitely was interesting to see, and it still is. If you go on the internet right now, the Heat are the topic of discussion for this exact post right now. So y'all let me know what y'all thought about it in the comments below, man. Do y'all think LeBron is going to the Heat? Did the Miami Heat leak something? Or was it just truly, like they said, just for preparation, just in case he does decide to return to the Miami Heat? Y'all let me know in the comments below, man. For your boy Chill, I am out, man. Peace.